talk about cartoons. Okay, we already talked about cartoons about Velma and Wilder and Prouder, of course. And we could go over and over and over. Strange World. Does anyone even like that movie? Okay, but Netflix is one of the bigger controversies is animated shows being canceled. Why are they treating animation like this? But it's really just Western animation that's being treated like this. They're not canceling anime. They're not canceling anime. Okay, they're canceling only cartoons. Okay, because cartoons, despite some of them actually probably being pretty good like this actually looks pretty cool. Okay, but the reason why they're canceling cartoons, even though some of these shows, for example, Q Force, or something like that. Okay, but you don't see them canceling animes. Okay, you don't see them cutting at the anime shows. Okay, you don't see them canceling anime shows or anime shows. Okay, they're mostly canceling cartoons. Okay, basically. And they've been treating Western animation like this for the last couple of years, canceling cartoons, canceling programs. A lot of them woke cartoons too. There's a lot of woke cartoons being canceled as well. But there's a reason why they're not canceling anime. Okay, there's a reason why anime is not being canceled. Okay, because a lot of people love anime, and anime is way more popular than cartoons. The last video when we talked about Velma and Wilder and Prouder, I looked up Google Trends in America and see if cartoons were more popular than anime. Back in the day, cartoons were more popular than anime and Google Trends, or sometimes equal. Okay, but cartoons usually had the ads. Okay, because cartoons were part of many people's childhoods. Okay, but not many people are not searching cartoons. What cartoons to watch? A lot of people are searching what anime to watch. A lot more people are searching what anime to watch. You have One Piece on Netflix. You have JoJo on Netflix. You have Attack on Titan. And you have Vinland Saga, Demon Slayer. Some of the most popular animes of all time. I don't know if Attack on Titan's on Netflix, but apparently it is. Is according to someone. But they're not going out of the way to cancel anime unless they lose the rights to that show. Hunter x Hunter is on now. Okay. Some very popular anime is on Netflix. Okay, and there's a reason why anime is more popular than cartoons. Because of the lack of quality. I've often talked about the reason why cartoons are losing the anime. And of course, people can't accept the truth. Death Note is on Netflix as well. Well, there was One Punch Man. All these anime are available on Netflix. They have Pokemon and stuff. And most of that stuff, with the exception of stuff like Cuphead and stuff, are much more popular. Stuff like Arcane and Cuphead are like the standouts for cartoons and Western animation because anime has basically taken over. And even something like Arcane and Cyberpunk is more inspired by anime than cartoons. Okay, because they know that they don't want to have to worry about cartoons. The people who made the Cyberpunk, so they even don't want to make a cartoon. They want to make an anime because they know that they make it a cartoon that it won't do as well. And that's just the so cold hard truth of cartoons modern day. And all we have to do is blame one show. Of course, they can talk about Velma and Wilder and Prouder, but those are the most modern and newest examples. Teen Titans Go. Okay, Teen Titans Go and so similar to Teen Titans Go ruined cartoons for many people. Okay, there's a reason why stuff like Gumball and regular show are beloved, but not Teen Titans Go and stuff similar to Teen Titans Go, was it basically killed Cartoon Network. Teen Titans Go has basically killed Cartoon Network because a lot of shows since Cartoon Network has put out Teen Titans Go, has basically tried to copy Teen Titans Go. Okay, there's a reason why anime is much more popular than cartoons as well. There's a reason why there's a whole Twitter account that Netflix has dedicated to anime. Okay, because anime is much more popular than cartoons. There's no Netflix cartoons, but there's Netflix anime. There was a reason why that there's a Netflix anime, but not a Netflix cartoons. Okay, and you have some of the most popular anime series on Netflix. You have Hunter x Hunter, you have JoJo, you have Demon Slayer. Okay, these are some of the most popular anime series of all time. Okay, as well, and you have a lot of other more underrated anime as well. You have Attack on Titan, another one of the most popular anime of all time. Okay, Naruto is apparently on Netflix as well. So these are some of the most popular anime of all time. These are some of the most beloved anime series of all time. Okay, and more people are going to be watching those over cartoons. Okay, same thing with comic books. Okay, manga is much more easier and much more accessible and much more easy to understand than comic books. Okay, and this is just basically another massive L for Western animation and comic books. It really is, because cartoons used to be good. Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack. You have Foster's Imaginary Home for Imaginary Friends. You had the original seasons of SpongeBob. You had Fairly Odd Parents before that went to trash. You had Adventure Time before, of course, that became mediocre. You had Regular Show, and of course, you had the mid-era of cartoons, of course, like Flapjack and Chowder. But then you had the classic cartoon era, network era for Dexter's Laboratory. You had Tom and Jerry. You go back to Tom and Jerry. Okay, all those classic cartoons. Okay, but cartoons' reputation has been ruined by Teen Titans Go. Okay, and the other part of modern cartoons is that they don't want to offend people. Okay, the reason why original Looney Tunes and original SpongeBob and stuff and original Tom and Jerry were so great because they were their own souls. They had their own identities. They didn't care about offending people. They didn't care about as well. It was funny because it was funny, okay. But now, unlike Japan, American cartoons are too focused on not trying to offend people and try to dumb down the jokes. Okay, for example, a Teen Titans Go episode is not funny, but there's a lot of episodes of JoJo and Naruto where there's a lot of funny scenes, and of course they're balanced by serious scenes. And there's a reason why anime is much more popular than cartoons. Okay, and I think cartoons have basically lost the war. Who the hell wants to watch Velma? Who the hell wants to watch Wild Family, Louder and Prouder? Okay, or any of these woke cartoons, Q-Force, over JoJo. Okay, and JoJo has much better, LGBT representation than something like Cleo Force, or so that nobody watched. Okay, the fact that JoJo is much more popular than Q-Force can tell you something about modern day cartoons. Why Demon Slayer is much more popular than most modern day cartoons like Owl House and Amphibia, which are both made by Disney. The only cartoon that seems to be really popular nowadays is the show about the talking dogs, Bluey. And maybe cartoon makers and creators of cartoons should research on why Bluey is so popular. Why is anime so popular? Why is My Hero Academia much more popular than cartoons? Okay, why would people want to watch My Hero Academia over Velma, over Wild Family, Louder and Prouder? Why would kids rather watch that than watch Velma, or even though Velma is an adult show, but it doesn't really matter. It's a cartoon. Kids watch Family Guy, kids watch The Simpsons, kids watch South Park. It doesn't matter. Okay, why would kids want to watch My Hero, watch Dragon Ball, watch Naruto, or Naruto, or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, or One Piece, or any of these shows over Velma? Okay, over Wild Family, and even Owl House and Amphibia. Okay, I didn't even know those shows existed until people talked about it on TikTok, until people talked about Owl House on TikTok, because I didn't give a shit about cartoons. Even then, way more people talk about anime than talk about cartoons. Okay, this is a losing battle for cartoons. And I think if cartoons really want to regain the former prominence in kids' childhoods, they're going to have to realize what made the Powerpuff Girls so great, what made Dexter's Laboratory so great, what made the first seasons of SpongeBob so special to millions of people across the country, what made shows like The Fairly Odd Parents and all these old cartoons, Samurai Jack and stuff like that, so special for so many childhoods around the world. The original Teen Titans series, okay, as well. Well, people are now growing up on anime, and I get it. And I'm glad that people like anime. Anime is good. I'm not dissing anime. But the fact that cartoons can't even compete with anime, the fact that cartoons are a dead genre as well. And I'm also glad that anime movies are starting to make a comeback. We've got Puss in Boots. That became a huge thing. Okay, Puss in Boots was a huge thing, and it still is. Okay, cartoons can still have impact on people's childhoods. But the fact that anime is basically stealing away cartoons' popularity is the most hilarious thing in the world. And anime has always been popular. It has always been popular. But now, manga. If you haven't gone to Barnes and Noble, you'll have shelves and shelves and shelves dedicated to every manga on Earth. But comic book sections is a tiny bit, a small smids for comic books. Because comic books are basically lost to manga. Okay? And people say comic books are dying because of wokeness. No, it's because comic books are not easy to understand. Okay, for example, people want to see the origin stories of the characters, but they're very hard to find. Meanwhile, manga, it's Dragon Ball is like 1 to 26. It's easy to understand Dragon Ball. Okay, it's easier to understand and correct Dragon Ball than it is to correct, let's just say, Spider-Man. Because you don't know which is the first Spider-Man comic. Okay, let's not forget that comics are much harder to correct because they're much easier to break than manga. Okay, there's a reason why Japan wins against American cartoons. Goodbye.